So Call of Duty has finally dropped all the information we need to know about Warzone 2, DMZ, and everything coming to Season 1 of Modern Warfare 2. And today we got the blog post here. We're going to just kind of go through it, break it down, see what we think about the changes that are being made and sort of the new things that will be coming. So let's go ahead and hop on right into it. So welcome to Al Mazrah, the new big map. Central to the Modern Warfare 2 universe, the city of Al Mazrah within the United Republic of Adal is your first battleground for Warzone 2. Alright. Loadouts are not leaving. That's one of the biggest things that people were concerned about. It seems you can get loadouts in 3 different ways. You can go to shops. Players can use an in-match cash at the shops. So pretty much buy your loadout. That's pretty straightforward to purchase their primary weapon from their created loadout. So it seems that overkill won't be available. Loadout drop public event. So loadout drops will drop into Al Mazrah in the middle of Battle Royale matches. However, these are not limited or assigned to individual squads, but instead can be accessed by any players. Alright, so it's going to be something like one single box is going to drop and anyone can reach it. I wonder if they expire after a certain time. We'll have to look into that and see what exactly the time frames for those loadouts are. And then strongholds and black sites. Players can also earn their loadout in the early game as a reward for clearing a stronghold or a black site. This is kind of, you got to fight against certain AIs and defeat certain AI bosses, and then you'll be able to get a loadout out of that. Additional in-match cash can be used to purchase your primary weapon from created loadouts. So you can buy your weapon in the store, if I don't ill recall. So that's also a way technically to get your weapon. I'm not sure if perks are going to be coming, because they did talk about perks not being available until a certain time. Maybe it was Season 1, I can't recall right now, but it's something we'll have to check out. So the looting mechanics here will implement a new backpack system. This is fully integrated for DMZ and streamlined for Battle Royale modes. It seems they sort of tuned it for Battle Royale. In Battle Royale, like the previous Warzone, supply boxes will throw out items to pick up. When a player interacts with any other loot container, such as a duffel bag, medical case, they will function with the loot menu. When a player dies, they will drop their primary weapon on the ground and their backpack, which contains the rest of their content and is accessed through a loot menu. So it seems that even if you are running 2 weapons, the only thing you will be dropping is your primary weapon. I guess that's whatever is in the position of your first weapon, if that does make sense. So even if you had an SMG as your primary and you pick up sort of an AR, your SMG is still your primary weapon. I think that's probably what it means. So defining the new Gulag. It seems they sticked with the 2v2 situation here. It seems the Gulag will be a 2v2 environment where randomly paired duos must coordinate to take down their opposition. All players will receive a predefined loadout at launch. This will be a pistol or a shotgun, a lethal grenade, and a tactical grenade with highly effective weaponry and gear placed toward the map center. The Gulag will also include a jailer who will appear in the middle of the match to help speed up combat. Defeating the jailer will return all 4 Gulag prisoners back into the Battle Royale, which offers a dilemma. Do both duos agree to wait and fight this powerful enemy together, or does one get greedy and try to go for the elimination victory? It's going to be interesting. We will be having sort of the proximity chat. So, if you talk with your enemies and say, hey, let's just take the jailer out and move on to the match. If everyone gets together and there's no, treason behind it or traitors behind it, then, everyone can get out of the Gulag. So a very interesting thing. I think I like the twist they put on it, as opposed to what they had originally for Warzone 2 in the COD Next event. Alright, instead of a traditional overtime mechanic, if neither team nor the jailer is eliminated after a brief period of time, all 4 operators lose. Alright, that makes sense. All combatants in Battle Royale only have strongholds, black sites, Gulag overtime. So you'll have access to strongholds and black sites. We'll see how those mechanics exactly go. We know we can get loadouts from them. Additional new features, aquatic combat, new vehicles and fuel mechanic, and more. So this talks a little bit about the fact that your vehicles can be damaged and you can fix them, as well as a vehicle has fuel that you have to refuel in gas stations. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. Let's see what they say about the circle collapse. There may not be only one safe zone in Battle Royale modes. There can be up to 3 circles within the collapse, which will ultimately remerge for the final showdown. So what happens is that instead of a final circle where everyone is sort of within a closed area, the final circle will divide into 3 totally separate sections, and it'll be random. So technically the game can can extend a little bit more, because maybe the last 3 teams are each in a different circle and they can't access the other team because there's not gas anymore, but there's a sandstorm, I think is the current sort of gas, or the new gas. So kind of something cool to keep in mind there. I like the way these 3 circles shift. I just hope that they change the timing of them, but we'll have to see once we get into it. Interrogation. In squad-based modes, intel is everything. Reveal enemy locations by successfully shaking down player-controlled enemies while they are downed. So instead of doing an execution, you can do an interrogation to someone, for example. And so what this does is that you can get information from them. Based on, I think what I understood is that you get the ping like you got on Rebirth. So you're able to, you know, instead of executing them, you interrogate them, you get the ping for their team, and then you can maybe go chase them down after, you know, taking care of poor little Timmy down there. All right, talking about vehicles, Heavy Chopper and Hummer EV. Two new vehicles define the refreshed vehicle roster for Warzone 2. An aerial powerhouse known as the Heavy Chopper, which can hover in the air without a pilot. So that's kind of what we had in Ground War already. Kind of overpowered. It does feel like you have way too much of a vantage point, but maybe launchers will be the favored secondary. If these choppers become the meta, we'll have to see how exactly that goes and how many of those are in Al Mazrah at a given time. For that, all right, so DMZ. So DMZ player way, the shot. Well, before I move that, buy station 2.0. Each buy station contains a unique set of items for purchase in limited quantity. So it does say purchase in limited quantity. So maybe there's a certain amount of kill streaks you can get from the actual buy station, which I think is cool. So people don't spam, you know, 7 cluster strikes in a single place. It might be interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. But I think it's a good approach to mitigating a lot of the abuse that came from fire sales sometimes, I think. Alright, so DMZ, play away in a completely new Warzone experience. In addition to traditional Warzone modes, Battle Royale, solos, duos, trios, and quads, Warzone 2.0 will launch with a brand new experience known as DMZ. DMZ is an open world narrative focused extraction mode where operator squads have free reign to complete faction-based missions, take on additional side objectives, engage with enemy operators or AI combatants, and search for valuable items, all while fighting to survive toward exfiltration. Expect a tactical overview into this mode closer to its launch next week. And so as long as you're familiar with sort of Escape from Tarkov, I have never played that game mode, so I'm especially excited to try this because it's a completely new mode for me for what I've been playing. So I'll definitely be checking that out. You know, let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd be excited to see content for, because I definitely want to try to balance myself around, you know, Warzone 2 content and DMZ content. So we'll see how that rolls out, but let me know in the comments below what kind of you're favoring, if you prefer Warzone 2 or DMZ, and we'll try to work the content around that for shizzle. So with that said, all right, coming in season, third-person playlists, all right, playlists are there, Warzone Caldera. Okay, so they're pretty much shutting down Warzone 1 for the time being, so they focus completely on getting people on Warzone 2, giving it a try, probably getting data and feedback from it. So I think it'll be good. You know, it'll probably upset some people that might not really want to play it, but I would encourage you to just give it a try. You don't lose anything. It's a free game. You know, we definitely didn't know anything about Warzone 1 when the pandemic started and it was available. So give it a try, see how it feels, and you know, Warzone 1 won't be gone forever. Just know that it'll be gone for a while. You cannot transfer your double XP or double XP weapon or double weapon XP tokens to Warzone 2, which is kind of unfortunate because I've got a ton of those still there. So, you know, it's a bummer, but it is what it is. We'll have a smaller map. We'll have to see exactly what that is, but smaller maps are coming. So maybe season 1 will be solely for big maps. All right, Modern Warfare 2 overview here. Shoot House shipment is coming. So we got some images here. Shoot House, it seems that this one is coming at launch. Shipment is coming mid-season. Maybe visibility could be a little bit troublesome because when you're shooting on this specific time of day, the muzzle smoke is kind of intrusive. It's really intrusive actually. So we'll just have to see how that plays out and if they adjust anything about visual recoil for the weapons. All right, ranked gameplay is coming for anyone interested there. New missions for Spec Ops, which, you know, not many people seem to focus on. Maybe there's a community for that. If that is your vibe and you would like to see gameplay or even live content for that, let me know in the comment section down below as well. A new battle pass, 4 weapons, 6 total operators, a seasonal prestige system, which seems to work a little bit different, where not different, but it works similar to how the events, not the events, but the last seasons of Vanguard worked, where you were able to unlock something in Vanguard, or I think it was in Warzone, and it would give you sort of a double prize. So you would be able to sort of, you know, if you reach this point of the battle pass, you got something for Warzone 2 and something for Vanguard, for example. So it'll probably work some way like that, or exactly like that. But there you have it there. 4 new weapons. We have the Victus XMR sniper rifle, the BAS P SMG, Chimera assault rifle, the M13 pretty much, the M13B assault rifle, squad goals, 6 new operators. All right, we have Zeus, Klaus, which for some reason is redacted, Denmark's elite special forces. All right, we have Gaz. If you're a fan of soccer, you can go ahead and take that. The persistent prestige system, this is fantastic. This is pretty much the prestige system we wanted, where we're able to keep that rank and show it off as we're going through each season. So pretty cool. I really like the fact that they're applying that, and I think a lot of players were asking for that as well. But there you have it. There you go. Those were all the updates and all the information we got for Warzone 2 and DMZ. I'll go ahead and leave a link to the blog post if you didn't have access to that from Twitter. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Are you excited for the content to come? Are you excited to try Warzone 2, having it be the free title? Are you excited for DMZ? Let me know all those things down below. Until the next one, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And through it all, I hope you always remember, Sauce Time Gaming.